Secretary General of the Jesuit order, Ignatius of Loyola was to rival and surpass the power of even the Pope himself, becoming known as the Black Pope by reason of his obscurity. 5 years after the Jesuits were ordained, the Council of Trent convened. When this council was over, in 1563, the papacy began marching to the drum of Papa Nero. Meanwhile, in England, the prayer of the dying martyr had found an answer. The king's eyes had been opened to the folly of fighting against the circulation of Tyndale's English Bible translations. The effect being that during the reign of Queen Elizabeth, England superseded Germany as the leading force in the Reformation. Jealous for her former prey, Rome set her sights upon the source of her woes, William Tyndale's Bible. In an effort to quell its growing power, Jesuit scholars quickly got to work on their own translation immediately following the Council of Trent. The Douay-Rheims New Testament was first published in 1582, while a complete Bible was produced in 1610. Based on the Latin Vulgate, this English translation swarmed with corruptions designed to support Catholic dogma. Poised for an intellectual attack, the plan was for the Douay-Rheims to supersede Tyndale's translation and thereby wean Protestant England back to Catholicism. What's fascinating is that among the countless corruptions found in the Douay-Rheims lies a description of the earth as a globe. No English translation of the Bible, before or after the Douay-Rheims, has applied the word globe for the Hebrew word kug in their rendition of Isaiah 40:22. Not even the Vulgate, from which it was translated, contains a spherical reference. And yet, the Douay-Rheims contains other subtle changes supporting the model of cosmology which Rome was urging, such as Proverbs 8:26, which mentions the poles of the world. Proverbs 8:26 reads rather differently in the King James, as well as innumerable other translations. It simply states, "While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world." This historical document, the Douay-Rheims Bible of 1610, is proof positive that by the early 17th century, the globular earth was authorized Roman Catholic doctrine, and this usurper of a Bible containing the very word globe was being employed by the Jesuits for the downfall of Protestant England. The appearance of this Jesuit Bible on English shores in 1582 was recognized at once to be a danger to the fledgling world power, threatening to drive a wedge between England's Protestants and Catholics. The wise of England called upon the Puritan scholar Thomas Cartwright to meet this Goliath of Roman sophistry. His pen soon felled the literary insurgent in the sight of all the English realm, who were led to despise the article of priestcraft. As Cartwright levelled blow after blow against the intellectual attack of the papacy, an enormous fleet set sail for the British Isles. Supported by Pope Sixtus V, the 30,000 soldiers, sailors and priests aboard the Spanish Armada were set to make England Catholic by force. But this amphibious assault was to be repelled as swiftly as the intellectual attack. After entering the Channel, the invincible Armada was chased by English warships. In an engagement near Calais, the Spanish galleons were outgunned by the more manoeuvrable English vessels. After being severely damaged by English cannon, strong winds arose, blowing the Armada away from their intended landing point and into dangerous waters. In dismay, the Armada retreated back to Spain via Scotland. The English returned without the loss of a single vessel, but the Armada arrived back in Spain with only half of their fleet. The decisive victory was recognised as God's approval of the Protestant cause. Church services were held to give thanks, and the divine intervention was commemorated with a medallion bearing the inscription, "God blew, and they were scattered." Thus, England was preserved to lay at the world's feet their most significant contribution, the 1611 King James Bible, stamped with the genius of her most noble sons and stained with their blood. After 400 years, this inheritance of the Reformation remains the most popular Bible translation and therefore the best-selling book of all time.